Hi there, I'm Carolyn Dickerson from LookGreatLoseWeightSaveMoney.com. You know, I'm really glad to be back. I had planned a video last week, but unfortunately, I came down with the worst case of pink eye that I've ever had, and I wanted to talk to you about pink eye today because it's really important. So that's what this edition is going to be about, pink eye infections. Now, 2 Saturdays ago, I woke up and I was fine Friday night. Everything was cool, everything was grooving, everything was good. And then woke up Saturday morning and I had a cold in my nose and what I thought was a cold in my eye. We've all, or a lot of us have had this happen. You know, you can catch a cold and then virally it spreads to your eye. Especially if you were to just even touch your nose and then your eye itched and you just touched your eye, or it could have been during the night while I was sleeping that could have happened. But in any event, I woke up, my eye was red, it hurt, and my eyelid was swollen a little bit, and I was like, well, great, you know, this is a great way to start the weekend, you know. One of the problems with pink eye, though, is that you don't really know for sure which kind you have until, you know, time passes a little bit. There are 3 types of pink eye that you can get. You can get viral from colds or a chest infection, or viruses, other viruses that you come in contact with. You can get allergic, which is, you know, a large part from pollen or dust mites or any type of exposure to a substance that causes an allergic reaction. And then you can get bacterial. Now, the bacterial eye infections are the worst, and they're the ones you really need to worry about. When you get those, you need to go to your doctor and get eye drops, special antibiotic eye drops, and sometimes you have to go on oral antibiotics also. And the other problem is that you don't really know which kind you have. I assumed that I had viral pink eye because I had a cold when I woke up in my nose, but as the week progressed, the eye infection didn't get any better, and with viruses and with allergic pink eye, it will get better with time, but it just kept getting worse. And I guess because my eye wasn't draining properly, even though I was doing hot compresses, it started draining into the soft tissue underneath my eye, and actually underneath my eye started puffing out right in here, and then it started getting better, and then it puffed back up when I changed eye drops that the doctor had prescribed for me. Now, there are 2 kinds of eye drops that your physician will prescribe to you. One has a sulfur base to it. I'm sorry about that. I touched the buttons while I was doing that. Whoops. One has a sulfur base to it, and they can sting a little bit, and the other kind that she prescribed to me doesn't have the sulfur in it, but it was very complicated to put this eye drop in my eye, and it was just, you know, a little bit over my head for what I wanted to do. And she also had to put me on an oral antibiotic. Then she changed it to a stronger oral antibiotic, and because it just wasn't going away fast enough, she also gave me a steroid shot, which reduced the swelling immediately, but then I had the side effects of having to have steroids in my body, which I don't like. But in any event, it was a long week. I got through it, but just remember that when you have pink eye, there are some steps that you should take. You know, the redness and the itchiness, the swelling, are all typical signs of all 3 types of pink eye. So if yours doesn't start to get better, and you've been, keeping compresses on your eyes, and it starts to swell up or get worse, you really need to go see a doctor about it to make sure that you don't have the bacterial. But there are other things that you can do too. One thing that you can do regularly and want to do is to clean any brushes that you use for your eyeshadows, or anything. If you have brushes for your mascara, or you use, of course, a wand that has a brush on it, of course you want to throw away any older products that you have if they're questionable. My pink eye infection, I think, came from an old mascara that I used, and the infection didn't happen right away. It happened 2 days later, so it really surprised me. So they may not happen immediately, but if you do get an infection, you need to keep your brushes clean. You can clean brushes, any kind of makeup brush, by soaking them, immersing just the brush part in some typical rubbing alcohol, and soaking them for a couple of hours, and you'll see the makeup coming out of them. And then when you get through, you want to rinse them with some real mild soap and water, warm water, and then squeeze them to dry them out, and then let them air dry. And once they're air dried, they may be a little stiff, and you can bring them right back to life just by brushing them on something, and they'll soften right back up. The other thing that you want to do is, if you use liners, especially pencil liners, on the rims of your eyes, which is down in here and up in here, you want to make sure that you don't share these with your girlfriends, and you also take a tissue every time you use it, and go ahead and just put the tissue on the tip and then twirl it, and that'll clean it off enough. And then always keep them in their lids and keep your makeup in a safe place. Another precaution that you want to take is that when you use Q-tips around your eyes, and I use these often to help cover any mistakes, if you run them along your eye and you use them once, that's it. You throw them in the trash. You do not go back and forth. You wipe and then throw them away. You don't want to keep using the same tip to go back and forth or into the eye or anything else. You want to keep your hands washed. You don't want to share your cosmetics. Sorry about that, BFF, but a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. And if you're concerned or worried about your makeup, better safe than sorry. Just throw it away and get rid of it. It's better to buy it again. Makeup's not that expensive, and be safe. So that's it for today. I've got a whole lot of information, more information about pink eye on my website. I'm going to be, so check it out, and I'm going to be back next week, and we're going to be cutting hair again. So be sure and stay tuned. That's it for today. My name is Carolyn Dickerson from Look Great, Lose Weight, Save Money.com. This edition has been Pink Eye Infection. Ciao for now.